Meep, meep.
No, 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 no. No. I'm paying attention to trifles, I'm looking at things you're neglecting to see. You swinging for fences, I'm shifting my hips and I'm bending the knee. The devil is living inside of the details, I'm catching the grip on the sleeve. You missing the micro adjustments, I'm making you tap before you could believe. It's all in the inches, it's all in the angle, it's all in the way that I pivot. I'm studying every centimeter, taking the space and you didn't forgive it. A fraction of pressure, a millimeter, that is the difference in living and dying. You staring right past all the fundamental elements, I can just tell you we're trying. Too hard on the macro, you missing the micro, the tiny mistakes gonna cost you the war. A crack in the arm or a slip of the foot and I'm putting you back right down on the floor. I study the breathing, I study the blinking, I'm reading the twitch in your eye. You ignoring the trifles, you leaving and open, and that is the reason you fly. I noticed the fray in the rope, I noticed the drop of the sweat on the mat. I'm hyper aware of the whole situation, I'm looking at exactly where you are at. I'm keeping the balance, I'm holding the center, I never ignore what is right in my face. The smaller detail is the key to the kingdom, the ultimate factor for winning the race. Pay attention to trifles, the little things matter, they matter. A crack in the glass make the whole window shatter. You ignoring the details, you missing the play. You missed it. I focus on inches, I'm carving away. Let's go, let's go. Back in the matrix, I'm checking the syntax, I'm missing comma, make the system completely crash. You building it sloppy, you pushing the prod, and I'm watching your whole reputation turn into ash. I'm testing the logic, assuring the quality, making sure every parameter's strict. You ignore the trifles, you skip the review, and that's exactly how the server got bricked. The discipline heavy, I'm checking the audio, setting the levels, and fixing the light. If the mic is just clipping the fraction, the decibels, I gotta tweak it to make it sound right. It's quality assurance inside of the mental, I'm running the script on the thoughts in my brain. I isolate every anomaly, squash every bug, and I'm staying completely in my lane. The smallest delay in the code of the combo, the tiniest lag in the mission is failed. I'm paying attention to the documentation, making sure every requirement nailed. You look at the surface, I dig in the database, looking for weaknesses deep in the core. Miyamoto told me to focus on trifles, and that's how you constantly evening the score. A drop in the bucket eventually spill, a tiny vibration will bring down a bridge. I'm highly observant, I check the perimeter, scanning the valley and scanning the ridge. You brush off the little things thinking they minor, but minor things turn into critical threats. I'm patching the holes and I'm sealing the leaks, and I'm perfectly hatching my absolute best. The color of pixels, the frame of the video, catching the flaw that the others ignore. I zoom in to 400%, finding the blemishes hiding right under the floor. You cannot construct an unbreakable fortress if you do not care about the single break. I study the mortar, I study the angles, I'm making sure every foundation is thick. The samurai spirit applied in the modern, I'm lethal with logic, I'm lethal with skill. I notice the subtle and quiet is movement, I'm making the read and I'm making the kill. I check the deployment, I check on the hooks, and I make sure the whole integration is smooth. I focus on trifles, the micro, the small, and I'm shutting the whole competition right down. Pay attention to trifles, the little things matter, they matter. A crack in the glass make the whole window shatter. You ignoring the details, you missing the play. You miss it. I focus on inches, I'm carving away. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Check the details, run the test again, run the test again. Check the details, run the test again. Check the details. Check the details. Run the test again. Check the details. Check the details. Run the test again. Adjust the grip, tweak the code. Quality control on life. Miss how she knew, now you know. Straight to the lab. We out. We out.
What's up? What's up? What is up, everybody? We are here. We are in the building. We are getting to work. I am Tico Trout. We are Engineer to Win. It is Sunday, May 24th. It feels like we just started May and it is already May 24th. It is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend. Like this year is going by super duper fast. It's like we just started, and Next week, we're going to be halfway through the year. How are you doing on your goals? How are you doing on your mission? How are you doing on your purpose? How's it going? How's everyone doing today? We are going to be getting back into the Speak Precisely app. We're going to be We learned a lot on Tuesday on how to do the subscription testing. So we're going to be applying that testing to the Speak Precisely app today. During our breaks, we're going to be talking about Jeff Bezos, former CEO of Amazon, talking about income taxes. We're going to be touching on Meta opening up a data center or investing $200 billion. Yes, I said $200 billion in Louisiana, in a poverty-stricken community in Louisiana, to open up a data center. What do you think about that? And then we're going to finish up with a young lady who graduated college and said, I couldn't get anything with what I graduated in. I am going back to school. That is our topics for today. It's going to be an amazing, amazing show. So thank you guys for tuning in. Whether you're watching this live or on replay, let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping before we actually get to work. Thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, helping us grow so fast, allowing me to add just a little bit of value into your life. Hopefully that I can share some of this tech insight, what these companies, they can't tell you because they don't want to have you feel some sort of way, right? And quite frankly, they don't care to tell you because you might be on this tech journey and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do it my way or the highway. And the companies are saying silently, well, I guess it's going to be the highway. I guess it's going to be the highway. So consider me the tech whisperer, and I'll tell you how things really are. And if you're willing to make the micro adjustments, paying attention to the details, how you may be successful in your journey. So thank you for allowing me to do that, adding value into your life, whether you agree or disagree. We are here to win together. Shout out to my tech barbarians working so hard day in and day out. We were supposed to have a scrum night tonight, but a lot of people out of town, a lot of people traveling for Memorial Day and whatever bank holidays it is in the UK. So I'm pushing it back 2 weeks. We shout out to everyone who joins us for our Vibe Code and Chill happening next Saturday. Working so hard, having our coaching calls, working on their projects. Looking forward to Junior getting out of jail next week. Lovable jail, that is. Junior is never in real jail. Only lovable jail. The only jail that is worth being in is lovable jail. But when your credits run out, you got to wait to the next month. It is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to all of my tech barbarians working so hard day in and day out. We are the absolute best. And to my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who allow this channel to go on forever and ever. Thank you guys so much for your support, helping me get this message across the entire world. To every last one of you, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
We are the very, very best.
We the best.
And as always, let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
All right. What's coming up tomorrow? We have Candid Conversations. We're going to be talking about AI, believe it or not, but we're going to be talking about AI, college graduates, and how at these commencement speeches, they're booing the mention of AI, but they're really putting themselves behind the 8 ball. And I'm going to share some insights, some advice on how to rewire your brain, especially if you are a college grad. Embrace AI. If you haven't embraced AI yet, unfortunately, you're too late. Fortunately, there's still some time for you to adapt and adjust. Doing CEOs talking about AI is not the right move. Listening, understanding, embracing, and adapting, that is your direction. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to be going live on Tuesday night. We're going to be working on the Tech Barbarians coaching portal, finishing up that Apple testing with Xcode like we're going to be doing today. Wednesday, we're going to be having software expressions, concept and overviews. We're going to be looking at Google Omni. I'm guessing it's a replacement for VO. Google Omni. I tried it out. I'm going to share my results with you. We're going to deep dive into it. What did they talk about at the Google I/O of 2026 and test driving Omni, see how it goes. Thursday, back live again. RAG testing, retrieval augmented generation AI model testing, and Friday, the bug bite. All right, Friday's going to be a good one. We're talking about CISA, how they had their keys in a public GitHub repo.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
How that happened, we're going to find out. All right, we're going to find out. But that's what we got coming up for the next week. And like I said earlier, Vibe Code and Chill is going to be this coming Saturday. Gonna have a great time. Let me check my calendar. I don't think Junior's gonna be out of jail that day. You guys remember the Tupac song? Oh, it's gonna be the 30th. Next Saturday is the 30th. Junior is still going to be in lovable prison.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
You guys remember that Tupac song? What you gonna do when you get out of jail? Junior, what you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm going to add some new features to my app. Let's go. Let's get it. That's the right answer. What you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm going to develop some new features for my app. All right. It is what it is. All right. Let me go ahead and check the chat really quick before we jump into our first working segment. I got my guy Junior in the building. Says, what's up? What's up? What's up, family?
What's up? What's up?
And you says, free my bro. I'm gonna get it put on a t-shirt. I'm gonna get it on a t-shirt. Says, free my dog Junior. And it's gonna have like the lovable logo on there, and Junior is like, you know, commissary at the commissary window, and he's like trying to see if we drop some commissary on his lovable re-up. All right, so that's gonna be the t-shirt that I'm gonna have. It's gonna have Junior's face, free my dog, and it's gonna have him at the commissary window, swiping his lovable card to see if we put some money, some commissary on his books. All right, so that's gonna be a t-shirt that I'm gonna make for my guy Junior. All right. Let's go ahead and jump to it, because it's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people are out and about having some barbecue, hanging out. But guess what? We're going to do the same thing, but we can't miss. We do not miss. We work, and we get to it. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. So I'm going to go and put my first 20 on the clock. Let's go ahead. Where is our show topic for today? Boom. Testing the Speak Precisely app with Xcode payment simulation. That's our goal. Put 20.
It's time to do.
All right. So what I learned this past week on Tuesday is that we need to, let me see. Do I have Xcode open? I don't. Are you making me download this again? Hold up. Let me see. Why is it not letting? I guess we have to download again. Let me see. Let's see. Hopefully that goes really quick. Because we need to go to we have to open the Speak Precisely AI project, and in Xcode, because you're not going to be able to test the RevenueCat payment stuff without Xcode, without going through Xcode in particular. That's just the way that Apple works. All right. All right, there we go. Okay, so it opened up over here. So we're going to say file. All right, so file open now. We're going to go to Studio Project, Speak Precisely AI. And we're going to go into app, I believe, iOS. And this workspace right here. This is the one that I have to go to. Work muted? Are you sure? Are you sure, Junior? Because I see the mic moving on my end over here. Let me double check. Hold up. Let me double check. I can hear. Hold on, let me try this thing. Can I hear myself? No, I hear myself. I'm checking YouTube right now. I don't want to be muted. Where's my page? View. Let me see. I'm checking YouTube right now. No, I hear myself on YouTube. I hear myself on YouTube. All right, all right. Because trust me, I will be muted and not know it. So thanks for helping me confirm that. All right, so I am going to open up the runner workspace. And we are going to create a new file. File new. All right, cool, perfect. You can hear me. Scared me for a second there. We're gonna say new file from template, I believe we did. We're going to say which one did we do? Sub. Which one was it that we did? It was StoreKit configuration. There we go. Next. And say sync with app. We're going to choose Speak Precisely. Perfect. Next. We will say runner, I guess. Create. Now, if we go to, all right, so it has everything in here. Speak Precisely AI plans. We have that 1 month. We have presenter. The price for presenter, the price for speaker. App policies, nothing in there. All right, let's go ahead and run it then. The could not be saved. It has been changed by, I don't know which other application changed it, but let's say save anyways. Oh, you know what? It could be the fact that it was created in with Android Studio, and the fact that we're trying to modify it with, like, we're adding this file to it to the workspace. That might be why it's messing up. Did it open the simulator anywhere? I'm opening the simulator now to hopefully get the app started on it. I guess it's still building the app though. So I guess it is going to open up on the 17. Okay, it's launching now. All right. Let me close down the iPhone there. All right. Need a username. I think I'm just using mine. And try login. All right, so we are in, and I don't remember what plan I have on this one. All right, no minutes remaining, so that's what we want to see. And if I say start new session, allow the mic, testing, 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 and I say analyze, we have unable to load options right now. Okay, so we have unable to load options. Let me go and check RevenueCat to make sure. I don't have a key for, so I'm looking at over here. I don't have a key for Apple yet. Let's say that. So we have all of this stuff. We have add your first product. What do you mean by add my first product? Play Store. Okay, so let's go to, let's find, what are we looking for? Speak Precisely. I think we're doing it in all right, I think we're doing it in what do you call that place? Android Studio. So let's go ahead and open this. Let me see what this said. The app is in App Store Connect, app localization section. We have all of this stuff in there. Go all the way to the bottom. Oh, I hate when this does this. Okay, so let's see. So let's say I started the app using Xcode and have it importing the subscription details from App Store Connect. However, I don't see any API keys configured in RevenueCat. Let me actually create a new task out of this one. In RevenueCat, I don't see any keys configured in RevenueCat for Apple. And let me check Apple's Connect as well. Let's go over here. Go to apps. Choose this one. So this one isn't prepared for submission. We have our thumbnail, we have our screenshots. We have everything here. Good. In-app purchases and subscriptions. Select in-app you want to add to this. Okay, let's do that. We didn't do that for the other one. Oh, we have to do the build as well. Okay, let's do that. Done. Let's do that. None. All right, so it's looking for, it's in the feedback section. So now let's go over to what do we need to do to see the payment go to RevenueCat and to see the payment options, to see the payment options in the app and not have or be able to, and to see the subscription options in the app. Let's send that off. All right, let's see what it said. To get RevenueCat fully working with Apple so you can see the subscriptions and app and test purchases, you need to complete a few steps in RevenueCat dashboard, App Store Connect, and update your code to pass the correct API keys. Here is the checklist of what you need to do. Go to RevenueCat dashboard, select your projects, click on new app and choose Apple App Store. Fill in the bundle ID. And your App Store specific shared secret. Once saved, RevenueCat. All right, so I guess we have to do that first. Let's go to RevenueCat. And it says to so into RevenueCat, we want to go to apps. Apps. Am I missing something? Under RevenueCat, select your project list. In the left side, project settings. Okay, project settings. Do you see? I don't see project settings. Wait a second. Where is this? Overview. Configuration. New app. Okay, there we go. Com.speak pre dot app. Is that what it is? I guess so. Hold on, let me double check here. App info. Save. App info. I think it's, so this is it right here. I don't know why it said the other thing. So let's go with that. And we go here. And then we need to, so if I go here, Nope, that's not the right one. Used by the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. So that's not the right one. Should do add new key. All right, so we're gonna have to get a new key. Let's see. So I'm looking at over here. Based on your project and in your App Store Connect, specific shared secrets you generate in this App Store Connect. All right, so I need to go to users and here, and then we got to go to App Store Connect specific shared secret. User and access. Where's shared secret? All right, so I'm going to tell it, I don't see where to go to get that. I don't see how to get to this section. This says, based on your project files and your App Store Connect. So what are they trying to have me fill in? Fill in the app bundle ID. I did that. We did that, and your App Store Connect app specific secret. So I need to get this. So I'm going to say it right now. I don't see how to get to the app specific shared secret file in App Store Connect. Can you provide specific info on how to get it? All right, so I'm going to put that there, and then we're going to go to break, right? So let's go to break. All right, so Junior was saying that he was not able to hear me, but it was something wrong with YouTube on his device, but he's back. He is back now. All right. We're going to jump into good old Mr. Jeff Bezos talking about taxes, our favorite thing in the whole entire world, taxes. Let's get to that.
Well, Jeff Bezos is pushing back on tax the rich politics, saying that raising taxes on the wealthy won't help struggling Americans, while calling for zero income tax on the bottom half of earners. Watch.
So there's this tale of two economies, and they're using this age-old technique of, picking a villain and pointing fingers. The top 1% of taxpayers pay 40% of all the tax revenue. The bottom half pay only 3%. We have already, and I think it should be zero. I don't think it should be 3%. Right. I think it should be zero. You could double the taxes I pay, and it's not going to help that teacher in Queens. I promise you.
New York City Mayor Mondani quickly fired back on X, saying, quote, "I know a few teachers in Queens who would beg to differ." Joining me.
How would they even know? Like, just because you quote unquote beg to differ, it doesn't even mean that you know if that's true or not. The problem is that we don't have a income problem. The federal government certainly doesn't have an income problem. It has and even federal government, state government, city government, they have a spending problem. So the more they take, the more that they're going to spend, and it will never, ever, ever be enough. Because guess what? You double, triple, quadruple, whatever you're taking from Meta, from Mark Zuckerberg, from Elon, from Jeff Bezos, from whoever, and you're just gonna want it. You're just gonna want more. 40%. Jeff Bezos says the top whatever pays 40% of all the taxes, while the bottom whatever pays 3%. Is that 3% really doing much? And that's why he says, you know what? It's not even worth taxing them, which I'm sure Mayor Zoran Kwame Mamdani would like, yeah, they shouldn't pay any taxes, but someone's going to have to pay it up. So cough it up.
Now is the host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne. All right, your reaction to this debate between Mamdani and Jeff Bezos?
Well, it's not
He's going to
new.
be a trillionaire soon, maybe.
No, no, the first trillionaire will be Elon Musk. Last night they filed their IPO, their paperwork for the SpaceX IPO. That's going to be the biggest financial event in decades, maybe ever. It's going to be the biggest IPO ever. So, and this is when we're going to hear this argument. It's going to go crazy when they say Jeff Bezos is officially a trillionaire. There's going to be a lot of Mamdanis popping up all over this country, and they're going to be stoking the anger. Okay. Here's the problem. So, yeah, what Bezos said was right. The bottom 50% paid 2 to 3%, $913 on average. The top 1% pay an average of $537,000. The problem, though, is the Bezos of the world, they're so rich. And this is what's happening. They campaign, these politicians campaign using Bezos. It used to be Gates, soon it will be Musk. But what happens is they hurt small businesses, right? So if the top 1%, the average income is $3.1 million, take a plumber who files his taxes, right? And he's finally made $2 million, $3 million. But he started 40 years ago with just himself. Now he's got 7, 8, 10 trucks. He's hired a whole bunch of local folks. And you start to beat him up. Yeah. Because you're going after Bezos or Ken Griffin, who can pick up his entire company and move it from Chicago to Miami. The local plumber can't move his entire company. You're crushing the local economy. You're crushing the local economy.
But here's where Charles Payne is wrong in his assessment, right? This would assume that the politicians care about that plumber who started 40 years ago making who knows what. He started at the bottom, now he's there, right? Now all of a sudden he has grown his business to make $2 million. I think that they're going after him too. I honestly think that they're going after him too. They're not only going after Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, insert billionaire CEO here. Point. Bernie Sanders was saying the millionaires and the billionaires. Now it's going to be the billionaires and the trillionaires. But it's normally, I want to know what, you know what? We're going to do this real quick. I have no idea what the answer to this is, right? But we're going to do this really, really quick, right? What is Zoran Mamdani's net worth? I'm just curious. Has anybody looked up Zoran Mamdani's net worth? I'm very curious about this. His net worth from late 2025, so as before he even became mayor, was $200,000, right? Primary asset, the bulk of his declared worth comes from 4 acres of land in Jinja, Uganda, near Lake Victoria, which he acquired in 2012. It is valued between $150K and $250K. Income, as a state assemblyman, he earned a salary of $142,000. As mayor of New York City, the salary increases to $260,000. Okay. Now, not even 1 year into the job yet, right? I am curious. So reports frequently highlight his frugal lifestyle. He doesn't own a car, commutes via the subway, and lives in a rent-stabilized apartment in Astoria, Queens, paying roughly $2,250 a month. Now, I'm curious. How much? What do you think his net worth is going to be once he gets out of like once he's no longer mayor, right? Because mayor is not going to be his last step in politics. He might end up running for Congress. He might end up running for Congress. He might run for Senate. He might even run for president one day. Who knows? Who knows, right? So let's do this. Nah, those are good ones. Well, let's see. What's his name again? Mayor Adams' net worth. You know what? Let's not even use that. What is her name again? AOC's net worth. Let's say Congresswoman from New York. All I'm saying is none of them they don't care. They don't care. Let's see. Based on the most recent financial disclosures filed in late 20... Give me a break here. Give me a break here. Really? We're supposed to believe that her net worth is $49,000? And she got some crazy student loans. Despite persistent and widely debunked internet rumors of claiming she's a multi-millionaire worth over $29 million, her actual financial profile is amongst the modest in Congress. Give me a break here. Wasn't it just partying with Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico and with Bad Bunny with Bernie Sanders in Puerto Rico? Like, give me a break here. Now that I don't believe I don't believe that whatsoever. Anyways, let's get back to the video. A little more than yesterday.
Totally agree, Charles. But I do think there's another piece of this, right? Capitalism, our country, the way it was based on free enterprise, was always meant to be married with Christianity and with moral ethics. And so when you have people who are becoming billionaires, trillionaires, and they're divorced from feeling any type of responsibility to people below them. So could Jeff Bezos, for example, on his own, just say, listen, I make so much money, I'm going to give a raise to everybody. I'm going to make sure everybody has a better wage.
He could do that within his own company, and I'm sure some of these people probably have. So I wanted to pick up on that though. Since 1976, the top 0.001%, not 1%, the top 0.001%, their wealth is up 3,000%.
So the dumb thing in what she's saying is, how do you know? Number one, he's not the CEO of Amazon anymore, so he doesn't control what people get paid at Amazon. But how do you, let's go back a little bit, right? How do you know if he's doing that or not doing that? So, and how do you know what CEOs are doing or not doing? Just make the statement that, couldn't he just do this? Couldn't he just shut down his company as well? Like, it's just I hate people who pocket watch, regardless of who you're pocket watching, because you don't know. You don't know. Couldn't Fox just let me just raise all the people who work for Fox? Like, it's just a dumb argument.
Say, listen, I make so much money, I'm going to give a raise to everybody. I'm going to make sure everybody has a better wage.
And it's not. You got it. The company might make quote unquote so much money, but it's not that I make so much money, because the CEOs they don't get a regular salary. It's based on the performance of the company. So it's just an argument that people who aren't business people, right? She is an employee. Charles Payne is a business person, but also an employee of Fox. Like, I'm a business person, but I'm also an employee. So it's just a bad argument all around.
You could do that within his own company, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's what I'm saying.
some of these people probably have. So I wanted to pick up on that though. Since 1976, the top 0.001%, not 1%, the top 0.001%, their wealth is up 3,000%. These are mostly the innovators of the world, right? And here's your problem. To your point, we're in an AI age. All of a sudden, AI, it's taking jobs. I don't care what anybody says.
It is.
So
look at this.
week,
Meta cut 8,000 jobs. Zuckerberg says he's betting on AI, and he cut those jobs.
Meta's doing it, but here's the part that really, there's a big, huge financial company called Standard Chartered. They're going to cut 8,000 jobs for AI, but the CEO said they're going to replace these jobs. They're going to replace, quote, low-value human capital.
Low, that's what they think of their laborers.
Yeah.
Low. Low value. When you have people that think of human beings as low value.
That's not what they said. That is not what they said. It's low. There are low value jobs. Like, is it that hard to understand that there are low value jobs? Like, why don't you go to your house and you replace and you hire a human to do all the stuff to wash your laundry, do all those little things that you have this maybe you might have some smartphone that's controlling your washer, your dryer, your dishwasher, your stove, so that it can control all these stuff. There are low value jobs. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. There are low value jobs. It's not what you think about people. It's what you think about what the people are capable of doing. So the job might be low value. Whether the person is low value or not, that's not for the company to decide. That's how you feel about yourself. I don't care about that. But the job itself can be low value, because if a job can be automated away, then it's a low value job. Like, simple as that. And it is on every single person to continue to improve their skill set so that they can adapt and adjust. Like, it's just
human capital.
That's a problem. Yeah. Maybe that's why we saw this reaction to a commencement address. Watch this. Listen to what the young people who are graduating think about AI.
AI is rewriting production as we sit here. I know it. Deal with it. Like I said, it's a tool. Hey, like I said, you can hear me now or you can pay me later.
What's your reaction to that?
Listen, I always tell people I'm a natural born Luddite, right? In the sense that I'm always worried about new technology.
Yeah.
This is the fourth industrial revolution.
Yeah.
In the first industrial revolution, there was a guy named Ned Ludd who was upset that these weaving machines were taking all the jobs from all the women. And they went down and they broke them up. And that's where the term comes from. But historically, all the first three industrial revolutions have initially been so disruptive that they have hurt jobs, but ultimately they created better jobs and human beings lived better lives. We hope that's the promise with AI. We want AI to be a tool. A lot of people say within 5 years, 60% of the jobs that will exist don't exist at this very moment. But there's a gulf, right? Whether it's 5 or 10 years, and what happens between people who lose their jobs today and don't necessarily get the qualifications or the ability to get those jobs in the future.
I mean, what happens to them? Well, you know what? Join tickleshop.dev, and we will be working on how to get your skill set up, because if you stay stationary, you're gonna get left behind. Like, it's the world continues to turn. It turns and turns and turns. All right. So what happens in the future? What happens in the future? Well, if you don't prepare for the future today, then sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's going to be a huge social economic problem.
They're telling you right now, in 5 years, there's going to be 60% of the jobs are going to be different. And they're telling you what they're going to be based on. But you're like, oh no, I'm just going to stick. It's the same way when you remember, like, the whole coal mining and stuff like that. They're closing down the coal mines. They said, oh, just learn to code, which semi-rude, But it's true. Like, and learn to code doesn't mean actually learn to code. It means adjust, adapt to the changing labor force, the changing market. And you saw the writing on the wall, but you're like, no, I want exactly what I want. Guess what? Nobody cares what you want. You need to adapt to the changing society, to the changing work, to the changing job market. And if you don't, you're gonna get left behind
For the next 5 to 10 years.
And those graduates know that very well because they're going to be the entry-level jobs.
Right.
Many of
Because their
which are
friends who
gonna be
graduated
displaced.
last year are still trying to find a job in something that they spent their last 4 years, maybe longer, studying.
Yeah. Well, we need to think about this, and we need to think about it spiritually and economically.
Absolutely. A lot of these CEOs never think about it spiritually. It's just
right.
the bottom line, and that might be where they run into some issues.
Yeah. You need to have morality with capitalism. It works better that way.
Yeah.
She don't know what she's talking about. Like, she don't know what she's talking about. I cannot. Like, business. Like, there's one thing if you're like actually doing criminal practices, go to jail for that. But if you are working within the guidelines of the law, it is what it is. And what is more moral, right? If you artificially keep pay up or whatever till you can't anymore, and now everything shuts down, you make your shareholders, because all the CEOs, they answer to the shareholders, or you make the best adjustments and you let people know this where we're headed. As they said in state property, either get down or lay down. That is the ultimate. That's the ultimatum. That's the ultimatum. Get down or lay down. Get down with AI, or go find something else. I don't see these companies as being moral or immoral. They're just doing business. I don't see them robbing anything. They're providing their obligation is to their customers, which ultimately are the shareholders. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Am I off on this? Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachshop.dev. Let's keep this conversation going at Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights. Get access to Tech Barbarian's coaching portal, Resume Flow, and the Speak Precisely app over at techcoachralph.dev. All right, I'm going to check the chat because this article annoyed the hell out of me. Or not article, but this video annoyed it. Like, she ain't know what she was talking about, y'all. All right, let me see. Let me see. We got me, Mysify, in the building. Says, good afternoon, Ralph Jr. in the chat. Hope all is well. Just finishing up these 6 miles and trying to come up with something to talk about. Shout out to my guy, me, Mysify. Always walking, getting his 6 miles in. We got my guy, Magnetar, hits me with a Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
We got Rod Brown in the building. What up, Rod Brown? How are you doing today? What up, Rod? Let me see. And Drew says he's the only reasonable one. It's going to happen. You gotta do what you gotta do. Magnus says, I don't advocate forcing people out while talking troll crap to them. But I do agree with adapting. It's okay because when you win, you can now leave out the folks who left you out. Look, I think that here's how I see it. A company does not owe you anything. Doesn't owe your family anything. It's an agreement until the agreement is like, all right, well, we can't do it anymore, and it gets cut. Here's a question: if a company owes their employees, what do the employees owe the company? Because if a company's going to lay off employees, they're like, oh no, companies can't do that, right? should an employee be allowed to leave a company then? If it's not good for companies to lay off employees, is it okay for employees to resign from a company to go to a better opportunity or go do something else? All right? Am I wrong on that? Is that an unfair question? If companies cut for a particular reason, and we don't want that to happen, should employees not be allowed to go work somewhere else? Because I'll tell you this, in countries like India and stuff like that, they have very, very strict laws about employees leaving companies. We think here it's courtesy to give 2 weeks that, I'm going to be leaving. They have to give like 3 months notices sometimes over there. So I'm just saying, you guys want all these restrictions on these companies from being able to move around, and they already have all these things on the books about severance and stuff like that. Unemployment, PTO time, whatever benefits Congress trying to force on them. But if you want to leave to go make more money, you want to go get a 25% raise over at the competitor, you're like, I'm out, right? And now the company's like, oh crap, now we got to go and find someone to fill the position. Now we're kind of hurt and we got to shift things around. Am I off on that? Or the company is their individual entity. They should do whatever they want to do. And the employee is their individual entity. If you treat yourself as a business, you would see things differently. See, the problem is people are so focused on being babysat by somebody else. So you go from being babysat by your parents to being babysat by college to being babysat by these companies, and all you want is something from them. So that's why I'm like, I don't see nothing. Magna says, or make the price of the brick you go way up when they need you. I agree 100% with you, Magnetar. You are your own business and they are their own business, and you guys reach a deal, and then when the deal is no longer needed, then you guys go your separate ways. And for me, layoff or no layoff, I am thankful. Like any company I ever worked for, whether I got laid off or whether I left, I was very thankful because I got the opportunity to get experience, to learn new technologies, to build up my resume for the next place that I'm going to. But it's also on me to do the work that I need to do so I can grow, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. 6. I'm pretty sure it's a walk for me, Mysify, because he'll do those long walks. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the. I'm telling you, that story annoyed the hell out of me. So let's get to the next one. Let's get back to work. I can't. All right, back to testing the app.
Let's go!
All right. So let's see. So I had told it that, oh shoot, that's not what I want to do. Hold up. Where are we at? Let's go to crap. All right, let's go over here. Let's go all the way down. Apple has updated the App Store Connect interface a few times, so the location might be a bit hidden. Because we had found this for the other one. So you go to login. On My App, select your app. On the left-hand side, okay, so let's try that again. Let's go to... So let's try this. Apps. So let's go over here. Because I know we did this. I just can't remember where. So we go to click on My Apps and then scroll down to the feature monetization, in-app purchases. We don't have that already. I thought we had this already. I'm so confused. So where is he getting the information from? Is it under subscriptions? Oh, okay. On the in-app purchases or subscriptions, look at the top of the list. It might be this one. In-app purchases allow customers to buy content, feature services within your app by accessing the App Store and securely processing payments. Could it be that? Let me go and let me check something real quick. Let's go over here. Let's go to here. And let's go to, so there's no in-app purchases here, but we do have subscriptions. So maybe we have to go to the actual subscription then. Let's go here. Subscriptions. Let's go here. So we have this. So we have this product ID, but where is the, I just don't see the, I don't see the, all right, so in the left hand, all right, we got that. Near the top right of the list of purchases, you should see a blue that says app specific shared secret. I don't see it there. Okay, well, let's go back, I guess. I have this information. In-app events, custom, I don't see it. All right, I'm gonna ask Gemini, app information. All right, let's go to Gemini. Let's say I'm trying to find out where in Apple or in Apple's App Store Connect to download the app specific shared secret, but I can't seem to find it. Where would it be? I'm going to change it to a fast model because we don't, or to a flash model. We don't really need, the, all right, finding can be a bit of a scavenger hunt because Apple moved it around over the years. As of 2026, it is no longer in the features or subscriptions tab where legacy guides might point. You can find it following the steps. Navigate to app information on the left side. Look under general app information. Locate the shared secret. Scroll to the bottom. You'll see. Okay, so let's go to app. There we go. Manage. So weird. Generate. Probably not good to show that shared secret. Although it's shared, it don't want to be that shared. I'm going to go back over here and do regenerate so you guys can't see it. All right, I got the secret. Now, what do I do with it? Let's go over here. Now, all right, let's go back. So we got that secret. Once saved, RevenueCat. Okay, so we're going back to RevenueCat. In-app key. So where is Oh wait, so what is? So I need this in-app purchase key configuration. Let me see something. Let me refresh this page first. So we got this, add new, select existing, no, not for that one. Select existing, no, not for that one. It asked me for a auth key. All right, let's go back over here. So we got the bundle ID. We got our bundle ID. And required for most accurate. So I'm gonna say I was able to find it, but I'm trying to connect RevenueCat, and RevenueCat is asking for where do I get that one for the app? So weird. To communicate, unlike shared secret, which is found under individual app settings. Okay, so it's at the account level. So is it the same one? Navigate, login, click the integration tab at the top. All right, so if we go to let's go to apps. Let's go here. So they said go to apps or connect, select users, integrations, and then we want to say generate the key, click the plus button to generate in-app purchase key. So if we go to plus button, we're going to call this the Speak Precisely RevenueCat key. And what roles should it have? What roles should the key be given for RevenueCat? You need to handle two different types of keys within users. The in-app purchase key. You just give it a name. Its role is implicitly an in-app purchase. So which one am I doing then? This is the. Which one is this? So all right. So what is? So this one is App Store Connect API. So how did we get to this one then? Instead, wait, what? Generate the P8 key. App Store Connect, users, integration tab, then ensure in-app is purchased in the left sidebar. Generate the key. Oh, okay, I got it. So here, we're gonna call that Speak Precisely AI purchase key. All right. So I mean, just in case they show some sensitive data, I'm going to go generate. All right, download the app. Put it over here instead. All right, so that is saved, and I am going to so that one's inherent. So we did this one. So we got that. Required details for RevenueCat. When you upload that PA to Revenue, so let me upload it now. Oh, so the name mattered. All right, let me rename that then. I know the name mattered like that. Rename. All right, we got that. Issuer ID. Where do I get the issuer ID from? Issuer ID. There we go. 7B. All right, let's put that in there. App Store Connect. We might as well get that one too while we're here. What role does it need for the App Store Connect? App Store Connect validates and tracks subscription life cycle events like refunds and renewals in real time. App Manager for this one. And this would be RevenueCat or SPA RevenueCat key. All right, let's do that. Generate download key. And let's go back to here, add the key. This field is required. What are you talking about? Oh, issuer ID. I wonder if it's the same. Yes, the same one. Vendor number. What are you saying is required? Vendor number. Where's the vendor number? I don't know. Maybe we don't need the vendor number. Save. All right. All right. In your payment and all right. So payment and financial report. Let's go here. Vendor number. There you go for the vendor number. Okay, save changes. All right, I think we're saved. Now what? Once saved, RevenueCat will generate a public key. All right, let's go to There we go right there. Look at that. Can I copy this with that? All right, I'm gonna go to this screen over here. Copy that. And now, what do we do with that? One saved. Well, okay.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Shout out to my guy, Magnetar. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Let me see what Magnetar said real quick. Says it's only money. you got me good. You got me good. All right. Let's finish this up. Let's go to configure product entitlements and revenue cat. Where do I put the? Oh, okay. So let's go to. All right, let me go to update that config.dart. Revenue cat. Add. What about the one for? I only see one. In the config.dart file, I only see one revenue cat API key. Revenue. Do we need to have both Apple and Google in that file? Let's see what they say about that. All right, so it says the only thing left for you to do. All right, so I went ahead and updated it. You do need both because Apple and Google are separate from the platforms. RevenueCat requires you to set up two separate apps inside your RevenueCat project. Consequently, RevenueCat issues a distinct API key for Apple, which starts under. Okay, we got that. Updated that file. Now, when you test on iOS. All right, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then we shall
Lunch break. Lunch break.
wrap that up. All right, so there goes Apple. And I will go and get Google real quick. Copy that. All right. Let's go to break. We shall go to break now. We're good. All righty then. So let me go ahead and check the chat, and then we're going to get into our next topic, which is about Meta and their data centers. You know, that's going to piss people off. So we got my guy Magnetar with the $5 super chat says, it's only money.
We the best.
Thank you so much, Magnetar. Being that you always say when you send a super chat, I'm just using Junior, Rod Brown, and Ralph's money. Take these tax dollars. Am I like in some weird indirect way sending myself the super chat through you? Nah, that ain't it.
Ain't believing us.
I appreciate you though. Thank you so much, Magatar. I really appreciate you and how much you are learning from the cybersecurity videos. And I am going to probably tomorrow. I have some time because it's Memorial Day, and we're off of official work. So I'll probably go and add those quizzes to those questions tomorrow as you requested. All right. All right, let's jump into the story real quick. Let's jump into the story. You guys know Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, all right? $200 billion investment. Is that helping this poverty-stricken city in Louisiana, or is it a death trap? Let's find out together.
In a bid to catch up in the AI race, Meta is building its biggest and most ambitious AI data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana, one of the poorest regions in the United States.
It's a $10 billion bet on Northeast Louisiana.
This is going to be a 7.5 gigawatt data center fueled by 10 newly constructed natural gas plants. To put that in perspective, 7.5 gigawatts looks like the consumption of New York City on a winter day.
But look at that, that's the size of Manhattan. So that's superimposed over the island of Manhattan.
It's a project so expensive that it's being financed by one of the biggest private capital deals ever assembled. Meta now anticipates it'll spend $200 billion. The people of Richland, they're turning to Meta with hope and perhaps a sense of faith.
It's going to be generational, it's going to be transformational.
Meta was able to clinch a deal that offered it quite a lot of benefits. And the question is, what does the community get in return?
They gonna be mad. They gonna be so mad about this. They're gonna be talking about like, oh, the water and the sound and everything. But they don't got nothing. Here's a question. Let's start off with this. If you lived in probably one of the poorest cities in Louisiana, maybe in the United States, and a company wants to come in and invest $200 billion into your economy, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I do see one problem though. Maybe not. I mean, this is the problem that I currently see though. There is not going to be qualified candidates from that area that can fill in those, like the real paying jobs. It's good. From that area, they might have the, as Rachel Duffy Campbell said, the low value jobs, not low value people. I mean, there might be some, no judging, right? But those really big jobs at this data center, is there anybody from that area who is going to be able to afford it? The other argument that I already see happening, gentrification. Wait for it.
Richland Parish is named for that rich land born from the silt of the Mississippi River. It's got a deep and complicated history with ties to its cotton plantations. Production has largely shifted to soybean and corn, and there has been a cycle of economic hardship. Currently, a quarter of the population lives below the poverty line, and now many are looking to Meta to help with this economic revival.
I don't know about that. I think it's going to be a lot of hate involved. Oh, they will turn on you. We've seen it. We've seen it in our own lives, how people will turn on you on the drop of a dime. They will turn on me like, oh, we're depending on you. And then you're like, they did this to us. They did that to us.
What Meta is doing here is spending hundreds of billions of dollars to build out infrastructure to fuel its AI ambitions. A lot of communities are rising up against data centers. So companies are getting smarter about ensuring they're building in places where local politicians are going to help clear red tape. That's led the biggest companies to the south. In 2023, Mark Zuckerberg actually turned to his staff and he said he wanted the biggest data center to bring together 1 million GPUs, and his team set out looking for where to place a data center of this scale. Entergy Louisiana had caught wind that Meta was looking in the south, and so at the outset of 2024, they made their pitch.
Louisiana has before it one of the greatest economic opportunities I've ever seen. It's going to take leadership and execution.
Its CEO Philip May said they could provide all the energy that they needed, but more importantly, they could provide connections to getting a data center of this scale achieved at speed. As this deal was being hashed out in 2024, it had earned the internal code name Project Sucre, the French word.
The thing that I wonder about this area in Louisiana, how is it with hurricanes? Because you don't want a data center being threatened by hurricanes, especially one of that caliber, right?
For sugar. Through public records requests, we learned how the negotiations unfolded. Meta had told Louisiana officials it would only move forward with the project if it received a tax exemption on expensive data center equipment like GPUs. Lawmakers weren't going to be able to introduce entirely new legislation because of where they were in the calendar. So, state leaders slipped Meta's demands into an unrelated rural broadband bill.
You know, all the other southern states have adopted things like this, and that's why they're seeing these large investments that Louisiana so far has missed out on.
Meta promised 300 jobs at 150% the average annual state salary, or about $82,000 a year. And that number would push to 500 jobs a bit later on for Meta to reach the full tax incentive, say about an 80% reduction in property taxes on this broader facility. If Meta missed those targets, the deal wasn't nullified, it just reduced the potential tax incentives, and there was no.
But I'm still wondering, like, who's going to be working those jobs? Is Meta just going to import people from other places who might be more qualified for those jobs? Because if that's the case, how does it end up helping the people in that area? And now those people in that area are just going to complain. They're still not going to have viable. Now, to be fair, there might be economies around the data center that might do a little bit better. I don't know how much traffic is in the data center. I'm going to look it up while this is playing.
No requirement to hire locally. At the time that Meta began its search, something just reduced full tax incentives, say about an 80% reduction in property taxes on this broader facility. If Meta missed those targets, the deal wasn't nullified, it just reduced the potential tax incentives, and there was no requirement to hire locally.
There you go.
At the time that Meta began its search, something interesting was already happening with Louisiana politicians. Mike Johnson had unexpectedly become Speaker of the House, and there were other politicians, notably House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, also from Louisiana. Together, they were forming this coalition that lended an outsized power to the state of Louisiana in Congress. Throughout 2024, Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee worked to advance the Kids Online Safety Act, a bipartisan bill that would hold social media platforms, including Meta, accountable for harms to minors.
Social media companies intentionally designed their platforms to addict our children and to profit from our children.
Now, the bill had sailed through the Senate in the summer, and she had hoped it would sail through the House as well. But Representative Johnson raised what he said were concerns about free speech, and that really set Senator Blackburn back.
We had a guest a couple of days ago who suggested that one of the reasons you're not taking it up is because Meta, which would be impacted, is going to build a $10 billion facility for AI in northern Louisiana.
That's a creative argument. I mean, that's not even in my district, okay? Look, we're glad of the investment in Louisiana, but it has nothing whatsoever to do with this.
As of today, the Kids on.
I mean, I don't buy the free speech argument, but I also don't buy that Meta purposely, or any of these social media platforms, they're responsible for kids being addicted to their platforms. You guys know my thing. I blame the parents. I blame the parents who put the device in their kids' hands and they let them run roughshod over them. So,
Online Safety Act still has not passed. Mark Zuckerberg didn't just want scale and speed, he wanted financial flexibility. So, Meta also enticed Wall Street giants into a months-long bidding war to finance the construction. The result was a joint venture which left Meta with just a 20% stake in the campus. The rest would be owned by the private capital firm Blue Owl, backed by $27 billion in debt from asset managers, including PIMCO. This structure kept debt off Meta's balance sheet while leaving it in charge of day-to-day operations. Richland Parish right now is a textbook boomtown. Some will tell you they anticipate it's going to be a city as big as New Orleans. Others fear it will be a ghost town. They want to know if those 300 to 500 jobs will be worth the disruption. People are looking at their fields and rethinking, what does it mean for the land and its production to shift from corn and cotton to data? And begging the question, what happens if the promises that have been made to them are broken or don't?
I mean, it's not that hard to answer. I don't see people who work in cornfields or cotton fields going to be getting these data jobs. I see they're going to have to import people from other places, and there's no there couldn't be a requirement that it has to be people who come from that area to locals, because are you going to find 300 to 500 locals that can fill whatever jobs are in data centers? Now, for the construction part of it, maybe they can, maybe they can get some people in that part, but, and I would have had the as part of the deal, at least use maybe not local to that parish area, but I would have said it has to be local Louisiana construction. Well, I don't know if I'd even do that, because what if? Well, I don't know, because you don't really know the construction quality. Like if they're able to handle that big of a project, and so it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Pan out.
It says, in a statement, Meta said it makes every effort to work with our local partners to address community needs, and that Richland Parish was selected in part because the site has great access to infrastructure and reliable grid and a business-friendly climate. I mean, how is it a business-friendly climate when it's barren? Like, maybe is that why? In a statement, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry said the Meta project is delivering thousands of skilled trade jobs to Northeast Louisiana, supporting billions in economic investment and growing our local tax base. You know what? Let me pull this up here. Go while this plays. Actually, let me go back real quick. I want to know. I want to know, what are the thousands of, where are the skilled trade jobs that Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry anticipates the Meta data center construction will bring to the state. All right, so I'm searching for that while we finish watching this. A spokesperson for the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says he is a champion for parental rights, protections for children online, and the right for speech. Okay, cool. That was a useless entry. Senator Marsha Blackburn said in a statement that the only thing standing in the way of Kids Online Safety Act becoming law are the legislators who are beholden to big tech's bottom line instead of people who elected them. Okay. Politicians for y'all. Politicians for y'all. All right, so that's that. Let's shift over to this real quick. So Governor Jeff Landry has highlighted the Meta Data Center project in Richland Parish, now known as Hyperon campus, as a massive driver for the state's skilled labor market. At its peak, the project is expected to require 5,000 construction workers, making it the largest private capital investment in Louisiana history. Now, the question is are they going to, I mean, there's going to be some, of course, from the state, but I don't know. I would have liked, instead of just like local workers from the state, for it to be local businesses, like businesses from the state that have priority in getting those contracts. Not that they have to, but they, like, if they're qualified, then it should be from the state first. To meet the demand, the state has committed $250,000 in workforce rapid response funding to Delta Community College to scale up specific trade. Okay, so that's good. That is good. They're going to be training up people to do those jobs. The key skilled trade roles during the construction and initial build-out phase, running through 2030. The project specifically targets the following trades: electricians, high demand for both industrial and low voltage specialists to install the massive power infrastructure, currently projected at 7+ gigawatts. HVAC technicians, critical for specialized cooling systems required for AI optimized server halls. Carpenters and iron workers needed for the 4 million square foot structural build out. Network and telecom installer focused on fiber optics, pulling, and mission critical connectivity. Heavy civil construction operators for the site work on 2,250 acre former Franklin farm site and a massive road and water infrastructure upgrades, and that safety specialists, including energy marshals and health safety managers, to oversee the complex high voltage environment. So I will say that peak construction force, 5,000 trade workers, permanent jobs, 500 plus electricians, HVAC, network specialists, facility engineers, facilities, and yeah, this is true because they're going, if you need like these employees to be on site all the time, because at any given moment you have electrical go down or your cooling goes down or your network goes down. You need people to be able to respond right away. So that does make sense that there would be like permanent jobs. Facility size, 4 million square feet. Richmond Parish, Holly Ridge area, general contractors, Mortensen DPR Construction, and Turner Construction. So from reading this, if this is the case, that's a good thing, right? Because even if you don't like, if they're training these like the people in the area to be able to do these jobs, now they have to go get the training. But even after the project is over, it leaves them with a skill set that there's going to be more of this job, more of this type of work to do. So that's a good thing. Note on the training: if you or someone you know is looking to enter these trades, Delta Community College is primary hub for the workforce rapid response program designed to specifically funnel local workers into the meta site. Now, did anybody hear about this, right? Delta Community College training this. So I think this is good. This part of it is good. I know that there's going to be people to complain, but I say find a way to get the skills. And if the state of Louisiana is helping people get trained to build this data center, take it as an opportunity to build a new skill, because after the data center is done, there's going to be other places where you can apply those skills. So that's how I see it. I would go for the HVAC, the network specialist. Maybe you can be part of the 500 who gets to stay there permanently. So, and you probably end up in a union as well. So I don't know. I see the good and the bad in this. But if you can get this poverty-stricken area into a better space, it might be worth it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's worth it or not? Do you think that this parish area is going to, Richland Parish, do you think they're going to regret getting into bed with Meta and the investors? Is like, or do you think that Meta and the investors are going to hold up their end of the deal, but the people of Richland Parish are going to end up turning their back? Maybe it's a barren area anyway. Maybe there's nobody there in the first place to even turn their back on them. So I don't know. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Drop me a comment below, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techworkshop.dev, join us for Vibe Code and Chill, join us for our Scrum Nights, get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal, and the Speak Precisely app over at techcoachralph.dev. Okay, let's go back to check the chat real quick, and then we're going to get into our last working segment of this afternoon. All right. Manager says it's only y'all tax dollars. Spending my money. Sending me my. Like I say, well, could this be considered a tax? Could this be considered a tax refund? If Magnetar sends me a super chat with my tax dollars, is that a tax refund? Neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into our last working segment of tonight.
It's time to do.
All right, let's go over to here, and we are going to. So we got this in there. Once you plug the actual keys, RevenueCat will initialize correctly on iOS. You should be able to see the subscriptions load. All right, let's go back to Xcode, and we're gonna stop this, and we're going to run that again. Let's see if our subscriptions are going to load now. Let's see, analyze, calculating audio duration. Something's not right. Not even getting the pop-up anymore. All right, let me go ahead and let's clear this out. And let me do analyze again. So something broke, right? Where's, hold on, let me stop. Let me start over. Something messed up. All right, so now we go here, analyze session. I could also, let's say we do discard. Testing. Let's see if it's going to accurately gather the audio time so that we can send this off. Analyze. All right, so now it says we don't have any purchase this week. Let's see. All right. Let me copy this error. Let's go to, move this over here. When getting the pop-up where it should give me my subscription options, it is saying so let's see what it can make out of that error message, because it's not. All right, so add your iOS products to RevenueCat. Go to your RevenueCat dashboard, click on the product setup, and click Select the Apple app in the identifier field. Type the exact product ID you created. Okay, so let's go to RevenueCat. Let's go over here. So it says product setup. In your iOS products, so in your RevenueCat dashboard, on the left side under product setup, we have products. Click on products. Oh, okay, I see. Right here. Import products. There we go. Sweet. We got our 2. Import. And then so we got those 2. Got that. Attach products to it. Do I have to save anything here? Attach products to entitlements. Click into that new entitlement under attach products and click attach to newly created. So this is the speaker refill pack. RevenueCat can, all right, so let's say this is for speaker. Oh, no? What just happened here? Final step, add product to an offering. Let's go to offerings. Default. Edit. And okay, so this one's going to be speaker for a monthly, and this one's going to be presenter. Product is going, ooh, wait just a second here. So these 2 are good. I need to add these 2 products to Apple though. All right, so let's save that for now. And I'll find out how to add those 2 products for Apple afterwards. Maybe that'll be next week. But let's see if this works though. So we got all of that. And now we're going to go over to let's do that. All right. I don't know if this is going to work or not. All right, let's do a new one. I don't know what's going on. Testing. Is this working? I can still see the pitches. We might have to revisit the following up when you stop the app and start it over again, but that might be an emulator issue. Let's see if this one is going to analyze. And we do analyze. Oh, look at that. Do you see that?
Are you ready?
Let's say we take this plan. Need an Apple app ID, Apple account. All right, let's go with. You could just save that Apple ID in there. That's not it. I think I put the wrong password. Gee whiz. There we go. That should work. Let's see. Purchase was canceled. How do we get around that the other day? All right, so Louis will say that. Let's go to all right, so the pricing is showing up in the app now, but when I choose a plan, it says, let's go with that and see what we can get. So this is where we're at right now. We got the pop-up to show, but we're not getting it to actually finish the purchase. It's happening immediately when you try to buy. It's a very common app with because you aren't in production yet. Apple automatically blocks, cancels transactions unless you explicitly tell Xcode to use local test environment or to test on a physical device with a sandbox. If you're testing with an iOS simulator, you must tell Xcode to use the StoreKit.file. Oh, yes. That's what it is. So we need to go to, I'm telling you, I'm working on so many different things that I'll forget. I'll totally forget that we have to do the, scheme. I think it was edit scheme. Edit scheme. Where did we do this last time? Where did we find that the other day? It would be in I don't remember where we got it from last time. Let me see if it's in the documentation. Where's my thing? Okay. I don't need this one. Edit scheme, runner, StoreKit configuration. All right, so it's going to be on the edit scheme on the left side run. Okay, so that's where it is. On the left side. On the left side run. Top menu, edit schema. Let me just start over for this part. Top menu. Product. Schema. Edit schema. Is it edit schema? It is. So then click on runners. I don't see what I'm looking for. Hold up. It says in Xcode on top menu, product schema or scheme, edit scheme. Where is this thing? Is it build settings? Honestly, don't see this thing. Try something. Oops. Let's go to here. I don't know. Product scheme. Edit scheme. Runner. I don't see this section. Am I blind? I gotta put on the other glasses. In app iOS run space, click on the product scheme, edit scheme, or runner dropdown, edit scheme. Look on the left side bar for a pop-up and select run. Run. And okay, so we say run, click on options, tab at the top. Let me see. Click on options tab at the top. Look at the drop down labeled StoreKit configurations. I don't see it. Let me see. Run. I don't know. I don't see this thing. Run. Oh, there we go. StoreKit configuration right there. Still small. All right, let's try that again. All right, let's run this now. So I think now we should be able to do it. I think we should be good now. All right, let me get rid of this one, get rid of this one. Testing another session to see if we're going to be able to actually sign up for the package now, now that we have our schema running. Okay. And we say subscribe. Your purchase was successful. What? That is awesome.
Are you ready?
Making progress, making progress. So we're good. Now, if I do analyze, let's make sure that this goes through. What? What? Not cool at all. I'm going to copy this information over here. And I'm going to say, after signing up, or not signing up, but after subscribing, subscribing, I got and clicked analyze again. It popped up again saying that I didn't have any minutes to run the analysis. And I paste the logs, I send that off. And I guess we got that part done. Well, we'll figure that part out next week. It's trying to fix it. Let's do this real quick. Let's go ahead and go back to Xcode. Let's stop the simulator. Let's stop that. Let's run it again. Let's just do one quick last check on this and then we'll get out of here. Or we do have one more topic to cover today. All right, let me get rid of that. Let's say testing. Is this working? Is it going to actually subscribe and not kick us out? And we're going to stop that. We're going to say analyze, do this one. Oh, so yeah, we have issues. We got bad blood. All right. So, all right, we'll fix this part up next week and then we will leave it at that. Let's go back over here. We'll leave that there. All right. So, let me see if there's anything in the chat, and then we are going to get to our last topic of today before we get out of here. Let me see. Drew says, not a tax break because you have to pay taxes on it again. It's a good point. Talk about triple taxation, right? It says, I never super chatting again now that you've brought it to my attention. No, it's okay. I don't mind paying double, triple, quadruple, 100 times the taxes on getting back my already deflated tax dollars. So keep them coming, Magnetar. Keep them coming. Can't have you getting a refund and getting rich. Oh my goodness. It says, one day I'm going to be tax-free and not when I'm dead either. Long before that. One can only hope and dream. All right. Anyways, let's jump into this last topic of tonight before we get out of here, of this afternoon before we get out of here. So this young lady said she did everything right. But she still couldn't find a job. I want to analyze that to see if this is the case. She did end up going back to school. I want to see if that's the case, to see what exactly did she do in college, and we'll break it down from there. So let's go ahead and jump over here. And so this article comes to us from Business Insider and says, I did everything right in college, the single quotes on right, but I couldn't get a job in my field after graduation. Now I'm going back to school. You guys know it's my very, very first question when they said I did everything right, but I couldn't get a job in my field. What is my first question? That is, what exactly was your field of study in college? What was your major in college, right? So, it says, when I graduated with a degree in Well, there goes that break time topic. We might as well wrap it up right now. When you graduate 3 years ago. So if it's 2026 right now, this article is written May 17, 2026. 3 years ago was 2023. We had all of, like, they already had YouTube live streams happening. There were independent journalists already. Did you think you were just going to go and get a job for like the New York Times or the Washington Post? Wow, a lot of those publications already, I think, wasn't it like the LA Times that closed their office? Didn't Chicago lose some newspaper stuff? Like, if you're going to go to journalism now, you better like already have the mindset of that. I'm going to be becoming an independent journalist, like Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, independent journalist. I'm sure there's a bunch of other, like, I don't know who's on the other side who are independent journalists, but there's plenty of independent journalists out there. When I graduated with a degree in journalism 3 years ago, I'd hoped to have a full-time salary job in my field by now.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Instead, most of my days are a hectic blend of part-time and unpaid roles. A lot of people who went to school for journalism, for international studies, for political science, they end up being waiters and waitresses at, or baristas at Starbucks, at Cheesecake Factory, at who knows where, right? I often find myself running into my retail job in the morning, retail, probably selling clothes as well, catching the train in the afternoon to pick up the kids I nanny for, coming home for a quick dinner, and then wrapping up the day with a few hours at my unpaid remote internship. It's not exactly how I envisioned spending my 20s in New York, but here we are. I could have told you that. I saw that coming. Like, if I knew the story, I could have seen that coming. In college, I did everything I could to prepare myself for the real world. I'm going to guess there was a very, very little. See, and this is the problem that I have. When people say I did everything, if you ask them how much research did you do on the job market, on your major, on the opportunities, if you did a search for what are the roles that, let's say if you graduated in 2023, that means you probably went into college around 2019, 2018-ish. In 2017, 2016, 2015, how much research did you do in journalism careers? And then upon graduating, and then in college, the salary that they would make, the job market where you want to live, how much research was done? I would say very little to absolutely none. Right, that's my anticipation. During my time as an undergraduate student in San Diego, I asked pretty much anyone I could about how to be successful after graduation. Really?
Bueller.
I don't know. Following advice from professors and industry professionals, I did everything right. I don't think professors know much about real work because they end up tenured. They never actually get their hands dirty. All they know is theory from the books that they say, oh, this is going to be the book for the year. To me, that's all they really know. Right. I made the dean's list every semester. So you're really smart in being able to pass tests, write papers, but you had no actual understanding of even journalism, for that matter. Served on the board of a student organization, held multiple jobs, won an award for my thesis project, and even graduated summa cum laude. At the time, I thought these accomplishments would make it easier for me to land my first full-time role. Absolutely not. The job market said,
Do not come.
However, when it came time to start applying for full-time jobs, the only offers I got were for unpaid internships. I felt like a failure, like I had worked too hard in college just to end up in unpaid or minimum wage jobs, scrambling to make rent every month. People do not prepare. Like, I see this time and time and time again. People have they go to college for what makes them feel good instead of researching what is actually going to pay well, what's going to sustain a lifestyle. So now they either end up with no job or they end up with like something totally out of their field, making $40,000 a year if they're lucky. And then they want to complain about it. Right? It says, plus, seeing my friends and LinkedIn connections land full-time jobs and grad school acceptance letters only added fuel to the fire. I felt alone. Here's the question. What did your friends actually go to school for? Because you'll be in dorms and stuff, and you have your friends who are studying like computer science or studying like nursing, and you're studying journalism. And you're like, why can't I find a job on journalism? Guess what? All these YouTubers, all these TikTokers, they're quote unquote journalists. Like they're self-proclaimed journalists. So now you have to, like, social media ruined these, like, social media and the internet. They ruined these big newspaper publications because they digitized everything. And now anyone can go and do some investigation and report. And if they're more entertaining than your little article that you have to read, no one wants that. So after 2 years of struggling in San Diego, I decided to take a risk and move to New York City and continue my job search. All right. Are you serious now? Am I being punked? You went to New York, where it's super expensive. Maybe you might get a $25 an hour job as, like. Unfortunately, though, I still wasn't having any luck. I was coaching somebody a while ago, and they were like, "I'm thinking about moving to New York to get a job." I'm like, "Oh, did you research? Yeah, there's no jobs there." I'm like, "What are you doing?" But as I began networking more and sharing my experience with others my age, I realized this was happening to many other people as well. What was their job? What was their major in? Because it wasn't just me who was struggling. I had graduated into a difficult job market. I would say it's a difficult job market for the role that you're looking for. Journalism, you're like, what type of jobs do you find with the journal? You know what? Let's do this. What kind of job in 2026 can someone find with a journalism degree? And let's go with that, right? I'm just curious. In 2026, oh my God. All right. Gemini, that was rude.
How dare you?
That was rude. A journalism degree is essentially a license to tell stories across any medium. Do you even need a degree to do that? While traditional newsrooms still exist, the skill set, research, interviewing, ethics, and narrative structure is now high currency in tech, finance, and corporate strategy. The landscape has shifted from reporting the news to managing information environments. So, do you need a degree to tell stories? That's the question. High growth digital role. These roles value a journalist's ability to find the hook and explain complex topics to a specific audience. Content strategist, SEO specialist, podcast producer, newsletter creator, social media manager, corporate specialist communicators, technical writers, technical, right? So you need to have that technical knowledge. PR, corporate communications, financial writer. See, but she wanted to go and work for the New York Times, right? Traditional and investigative tracks, multimedia journalist, investigative writer, news digital producer, technical writer, salary, content strategist. Basically, she got a degree to become a YouTuber. I wonder how much her college debt is. I really wonder how much her college debt is. Let's finish this off, right? Says, it wasn't just me who was struggling. I had graduated into a difficult job market, one marked by fewer entry-level positions, hiring freezes, and uncertainty surrounding new technologies like AI. But I could guarantee you, if you look back 10 years, you could see that these news publications were already on the decline. So if you see that they're on the decline, why would you go into that major anyways? Because you like writing and it makes you feel good. So now I've decided to pivot to a new career path and return to school. Now I want to know, what is that new career path? After years of throwing my hat into the ring for over 100 entry-level, 100, that's it? You only did 100? What the hell were you doing all these years? And working multiple jobs to avoid gaps on my resume, I finally stopped beating myself up. Instead, I lean to other things that make me happy, like pottery classes, yoga, and volunteer. All right, look, if you are broke working all these jobs, how do you afford pottery classes and yoga? Because from my understanding, yoga is not cheap unless you're doing it at home by yourself or in the park with a group of people. In fact, the more involved I became with local and national nonprofits, the more I discovered my passion for working within these. Oh my God. She's going to go back to school for nonprofit work. She's going back to school for nonprofit. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Now I'm particularly interested in women's health issues and have decided to pivot my career in public policy. Okay. So, woosah. However, I know that having a master's degree in this field could make me a more competitive candidate. How do you know that? What makes you think that's the case? I have seen people who go for journalism, and then they go for like political science or international studies, and they still can't find anything. So, okay. So I even poured, so even though I poured my heart and soul into undergrad experiences that would help me stand out in a competitive job market, I decided to take a risk and go back to school again. This time abroad? All right, this is getting worse and worse. The plot thickens. The plot thickens, y'all. Luckily, I was accepted into a prestigious school in France with a scholarship that will cover a significant portion of my tuition. How are you going to cover the other part? How are you going to cover the other part? This is worrisome. Like, this sounds like one bad decision after another, because they're not covering your flight to France. Are they covered like? So that means that the full tuition isn't covered, but so you still have portions of the tuition, and you have housing, food, transportation, but it's in France though. Of course, there's no guarantee I'll easily get a job after completing my master's program. I can guarantee you it's going to be hard, all right? And the thought of returning to school is intimidating. However, I'm eager to continue networking and learn more about a career path. I'm excited. So here's another question. Is the job going to be in France? Because why would you go to France to learn about public policy if you plan on working in the United States? Shouldn't you be in the United States learning about public policy in the United States? Unless you want to live in France and do public policy in France. This sounds like she did everything right though. She did everything right though. I'm just curious. Comments. Okay, you see? I never really read the comments, but this person said it, not me. As a PhD graduate student, I can tell you that you're just wasting your time and incurring more debt. The more school is on the answer. Having a practical technical abilities and extremely strong familiarity with AI and machine learning would be a true booster. I say this from real experience while attending top 25 grad program where I'm doing excellent, but that won't translate into a job or at least a career-worthy one. Stay ahead of the curve. Going to grad school, unless it's for a very technical field like physics or molecular biology, will not help you land a job, especially with anything in humanities or in journalism. That was mean. Mean but true. Mean but true. Did everything right in college except... This is why you got to be careful, because that's why you got to be careful what you put on the internet, because you self-proclaim you did everything right, and then you get this comment: did everything right in college except all in caps, they're screaming, except choosing a sustainable career field. You can do almost everything right in college and still fail to understand the economics of an industry. This is the same thing I was saying, right? A lot of people go into journalism because they were told to follow what they were good at, writing, communicating, and researching, telling stories, thinking critically. Those are real skills. The problem is that the business model underneath journalism changed way before universities adjusted their advice. Local papers collapsed, advertising revenue migrated online, digital media became volatile and algorithm-driven. Even strong reporters ended up competing in oversaturated market with shrinking salaries and fewer stable jobs. That's it. That is it. I can't anymore. I can't anymore. The comments are right. Mean but right. You know what? For the comments, you go into these.
How dare you?
And you know what? You go into these too.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
She moved to France to pursue public policy, to get a master's in public policy. So now she's probably having her tuition is probably elevated. She has a portion of a scholarship, but that for the tuition, but still has to pay for housing, food, transportation, probably for her flights. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that she did everything right as she says, or that it was bad decision after bad decision after bad decision? And I really wonder how much do me a favor, leave me a comment. How much do you guess is her student loan debt? And how much do you think is going to go up going to study abroad, public policy in France? And last thing I want to know, do you think that she's going to be able to land a job after she gets this public policy master's degree in France? Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachralph.dev where we can have these type of conversations at our Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for our Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow. Get access to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. Get access to the Speak Precisely app over at techcoachralph.dev. All right. So, you know what? Am I allowed to say that? I think what's his name? Matthew McConaughey said he copyrighted that or trademarked it. Am I allowed to say all right? Nothing here nor there. Let me see. All right, let's finish up the chat. We're gonna get out of here. Junior says respectfully, LOL, about the professional. Yes. With all due respect, I don't think professors really know that much. And you says journalism 2.0, that's the new career path. Abroad in France to study public policy. She could have become a content creator. Like, honestly, could have went on Udemy. Got a journalism. You know what? I'm gonna do this real quick. Let's see. We're gonna do this real quick. Journalism. All right, Udemy. Let's do this. Follow me here. Come on, Udemy. Am I not dropping? All right. Let's see. Journalism. Watch this. Journalism. How to become a journalist. The complete guide to journalism. So I just went through her whole major. 3 hours. In 3 hours, you can become a journalist, right? Master good storytelling. I will take this class as well for 2.5 hours. Dan Rather on journalism and finding the truth in news. Let's see what else. Complete media training masterclass. Confidence on camera. 33 hours. This one. I have to get my Tech Barbarians to take this class. Certificate in course in journalism. $11, $10, so 20, 31. 43? I don't need this. What is a certificate anyways, right? Let's see. Master Investigative Journalism from Basics. Look at that. I just got her full major for $30, right? I just got her full major for $30. Mobile journalism. I'm curious about this one, though. Let me see. Complete confidence on camera. You will master the media. Quick wins. Look thinner on. Ooh, now that, my friend, Might help me look thinner on camera, you know? You can look great, shape a message, answer your questions, and speak in sound bites. Here's how to get the most out of this course. I'm going to get this course for myself. Look comfortable, confident, and relaxed in front of every TV and video camera. Sell the message by selling the messenger. Sit like this to look your best. Here is where to look on camera. Never look bored again or scared again. Move like a... Could have became a content creator for like $40, if that much. Get a camera. I'm just being honest.
I'm just being honest.
I think you're onto something there, Junior. I think you're onto something. Magnetar says you should interview her. Why? Why? What good would that do? She might, if I was to reach out to her for an interview, she might think I'm trying to interview her for a job. I don't want to give. If I put in the title interview request, I'm like, oh my god, I got a job interview. Like, not so much, not so fast there. All right. And then Junior says, great stream as usual. Thank you, Junior. That's it. That is it for today. Great show, great topics. Memorial Day weekend, so you guys go out there and enjoy yourselves. Go have some fun. I'm gonna get out of here. Do me a favor on our way out. If you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachrob.dev, get access to our Scrum Nights, get access to the Vibe Code and Chill. We're gonna have one coming up next. No Scrum Night tonight, but we do have a Vibe Code and Chill next Saturday. Access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal, Speak Precisely app. As we're building out all of these capabilities over at techcoachrob.dev. Remember, tomorrow we do have Candid Conversation. We're going to be talking about how not to end up like this person that we just reviewed. How not to end up like this person so that you can make the right decisions in college, so you don't end up doing when the commencement speakers talk about AI. All right, let's not do that. All right, but that is it for today. You guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Junior says the Magnetar wants to waste people's time. That was, you know what? On behalf of my government employee friends, on behalf of Magnetar Feds We Up.
How dare you?
We are not going to accept any federal employee slander named Magnetar. All right, we can slander all the other ones, but not Magnetar. All right. Feds, we are up. Magnetar, we are up. Until next time, TechCoach, we are... better me than the other one who ended up raising your gas. All right, we are out of here. We are out of here, TechCoach. We are out.
Yeah, long day. Put the car in drive. We left it all out there on the mat. Mind is callous. Check the ego at the door. Tomorrow we take more souls. Let's ride. Riding down the highway, streetlights passing by. Had to empty out the mind, looking at the dark sky. Clear it out. I own every failure, extreme ownership is real. Walking with integrity, I govern how I feel. When the situation crumbles, I just look and tell them good. The way is in the training, put the blood upon the wood. Every day, callous up the mind, pushing through the heavy grind. Took another soul today, left the weakness far behind. I'm chilling in the lane, got the cruise control set. I gave it everything I had, I'm leaving no regret. Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the noise behind you, let the heavy moments pass. Discipline is freedom, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind, keeping everything alive. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Yeah. to the mirror of accountability, cultivating judgment in my capability. I learned from all professions, broaden up the whole view. I'm carrying the boats, cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Nobody. I measure up the day, distinguish the gain and loss. Did I really make a profit, or did I pay the cost? See the unseen in the shadows of the night. Pay attention to the trifles, gotta get the details right, every detail. I don't listen to the inner voice telling me to quit. I embrace the heavy suck, yeah, I never will submit. I'm riding to the house, but I'm staying hyper away. The breeze is blowing in through the midnight air.
Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the noise behind you, let the heavy moments pass. Discipline is freedom, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind,
Keeping everything alive. Keep it alive.
keep it alive.
Yeah. I pull up to the driveway, I cut the engine off. The world is getting weaker, but I'm never going soft. Stay hard. I did nothing useless, I cut away the waste. Cut it. Calculated every step, moving at a steady pace. From the water to the fire, the earth, the wind, the void. Built an iron mind that can never be destroyed. I'm getting after it, pushing past the breaking wheel. Now I lay the body down and let the heavy muscles heal. Tomorrow's sun is rising, the alarm is gonna sound.
I'm coming back with steel, yeah, I'm holding down the ground. Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the noise behind you, let the heavy moments pass. Discipline is freedom, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind,
Keeping everything alive. Rest of mind. Reflect on the principles.
stay hard.
We out.
We out.
Rest of mind.
Yeah.
Rest of mind.